This is my third try trying to make this video right now because the bird has been screaming at me. Sorry. So I had to let her out of her cage. Come here. Which means she's going to try to eat my webcam because she likes to chew wires. But anyway, I wanted to make a video. I've been guided to make this video for you today because this week has been an incredible week for healing. There's been more layers pulled back. And so I want to share this with you. Tuesday, November 17th, I was woken up early, like 4 something a.m. Spirit was talking to me, and they came to me to tell me that I needed to make amends to those I hurt. And I don't know if I've explained this to you guys before or not, but I had been in Alateen when I was a kid. I went to therapy for a little while, well, probably for over a year it was, and I tried Al-Anon back in like 2011 or 2012 for a while, and that program does not work for me. I mean, I need a muzzle for this bird. Anyway, that program, it was like, none of what they were saying I understood. It was like they're speaking like Charlie Brown's teacher. Want, 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 want. First of all, I'm an education-based person. I need to know the ins and outs of things before I dive into them. Usually, this, is where living in the now moment and everything has changed a lot of that for me. But we're talking about real diseases, alcoholism, mental conditions, bipolar. My husband, ex-husband, is both of these things. And to fully understand, it makes sense, you need to be educated about these things. And Al-Anon does not educate. That's not what they do. It's clearly in their statement or whatever you want to call it. So that program didn't work for me, and it wasn't supposed to work for me, or else I wouldn't be here talking to you guys and creating this wonderful program that I'm creating. All my healing, all the steps I'm giving you guys came from Spirit. But anyway, so they woke me up and told me I needed to make amends, and now I do have, sorry, that's my bird's tail because she's totally on top of the monitor right now. Let me back up a minute. Earlier this year, I was reading a book, The Pleiadian Agenda, actually, and my guides came to me and told me, you don't need to be reading this book. You need to get another book. And they told me I needed to get this book, Codependent No More. And I did. I got it used like $3 or $4, whatever it was. And when I read that is when I realized that I had been doing these steps since my awakening. I mean, I knew I was healing in a lot of ways, but I didn't know exactly, I guess, that I was healing from codependency until I read that book. I was like, oh shit, I've been doing this the entire time. It was wonderful. To realize that you've been doing this, and I didn't do it in the way Al-Anon tells you how to do it or anything like that. I do have that book, Path to Recovery. I never even really opened it. A lot of these meetings don't even use this damn thing. Again, the times that I may have looked at it, it was like speaking another language. And I'm a smart cookie. I was not meant to understand this stuff. I understand it now because I've been through it, and I understand so much now that I didn't before. Do they make muzzles for birds? I'm going to look into that. But anyway, so they woke me up, tell me I'm at the step basically where I need to make amends. Now, I've been kind of referencing the Al-Anon book as I'm creating my program because I'm curious, because I never really opened it, because most of these groups don't even freaking use it, okay? But I had bought it because I thought I needed it. So as I'm creating my program, I'm like, what are these steps anyway, And so the step about making amends to those, we've harmed or whatever, just like 2 weeks ago, I was like, well, that's silly, because as a codependent, I'm thinking, who do we hurt beside ourselves, Well, Spirit knew exactly who I've hurt. And they told me it's crucial that I address this ASAP. And so they came and they showed me exactly what I'd done. The harm that I caused, the things that I allowed to go on. I don't know what to do with this bird. But yeah, the things that I allowed to take place here, basically how I failed my children as a parent. And that I needed to talk to them about this big time, because they're children and they don't really understand. We were all caught up in this like mass confusion and chaos. You have a person that is reckless and out of control. It turns your world upside down. You don't know what to do. Everything's out of control. So I did things that I thought I was protecting my children, like lying. I lied to cover up. Now she wants love. This is her noise she makes when she wants to be pet. I lied to my children. A lot of times when my husband wasn't coming home, my oldest would be like, "Where's Daddy?" in the morning, and I would say, "Oh, he went to work already. He had to go in early today." There were many, many things that I covered up. Doesn't even matter. The point is that I lied. And I'm not a liar. I'm a terrible liar. I'm no good at it. But I guess when you think you're protecting innocent people, you have this ability to do stuff that you never would normally do. And lying is never okay. And it's against my integrity. It's not who I am at all. And so it's very important that I clear this up with them. The other thing was that I could see where their emotional needs were not met. And, of course, I always tried to let my children know they were loved and, sit on the couch and hold them while we watched TV. And but basically, what is coming through today is that as codependents, which I'm going to start calling us sensitive people, because it's codependent. I don't like that term. I don't feel that it gives people the wrong idea of what codependency is. So I'm going with sensitive people. As a sensitive person, we tend to mimic a lot of the behaviors that are being given to us. Don't know the correct way to explain that right now, but I'm going to explain to you exactly what I'm talking about. Basically, my emotional needs were not being met, which of course stems from a lack of self-love, but I'm going to get there. So therefore, I was not able to meet my children's emotional needs to the capacity that they needed me to. And like I said, the lying, I had to explain to them that I was very sick and that I thought I was doing the right thing and that I really did do the best I could. I'm not making excuses, but I really did do the best I could at the time. But I explained to them how when you're caught up in all this like chaos and confusion and dysfunctionality, that you can't see what all is going on. When you live with a sick person, toxic person, whatever, however you want to call them. My ex-husband is preferring the term spiritually devoid. So we can look at it that way. The focus is always on them. And we may not even realize it, but that is the truth. Everything revolves around them. Is he coming home tonight? Is he not coming home tonight? I wonder what kind of mood he's going to be in when he gets here. Maybe if I make chicken marsala tonight for dinner, he'll come home. He'll be happy. This is where controlling comes in. Trying to control things that are really out of our control. But back to what I'm saying about mimicking a lot of the behaviors. Him not coming home was straight up like rejection, and without realizing it, I was rejecting my children. I don't know if that, I hope that makes sense to you, because it wasn't like I was like, get out of here, but I had no more love to give. I didn't come here to love others unconditionally. I already did that. Most of us already do, because we're empaths. But that's another story too. I came here to learn how to love myself unconditionally. So this was also a very recent revelation that I made. This whole time I've been on this journey and into my spirituality, and I've still been giving to others, loving others. Oh, you gotta love others unconditionally, right? Like a lot of these spiritual people kind of drill this in your head. And so I've been doing that. But just recently I realized, duh, I've been doing that since my whole existence. This is where we come from. We come from unconditional love. So I didn't come here to love others unconditionally. I mean, I already do that. I had to learn to love myself. And a lot of people, they're not even aware of how they're not loving themselves. I mean, I've been on this journey for 2 years, guys. Almost 2 years. And it'll be 2 years in January since my awakening, my official awakening. And all this time I thought I was loving myself and loving others, until I just realized that's incorrect. That's not my mission here. That's not who I am. Literally, though, I want to show you guys too how November 17th was such a day for me. I mean, I was like blasted from 4 o'clock in the morning, like all day, with information that I can't even really relay to you right now, because it's like it's in there and it's gonna come out. Like it's all happening at the right freaking time is all I can say. But I want to show you how important of a day. My phone rang on Tuesday, and I'm gonna have to post a picture, but pets, really. What did she do now? She took it off. My phone literally rang with the numbers 1117 on the caller ID. I didn't answer it. Maybe I was afraid of who might be on the other line, but oh, you guys cannot see it because of the lighting. But, well, maybe you can see 1117. I can't make this little border across the top go away right now, but that was a day Spirit helped me, because I've since had this talk with my children, and whew, I can't even explain to you guys what a release it is. I mean, like, everybody's head is clear. I can feel it. Basically, there was things that they needed to hear. And I didn't know. I wasn't aware of what that was. I wasn't aware that I caused harm to other people other than myself. But now I'm aware. There's still more people I gotta make amends to. but I'm working on that. The big thing, they told me I needed to start with the 3 little beings that live in my house. And so that's what I've done. And it's so incredibly liberating. I'm not angry anymore. I mean, and I didn't think I was even angry. I'm telling you, there are so many layers to this that it's incredible. But it's like this weight that I didn't even realize I was carrying is just now gone. It's like clean slate here, okay? They're really at a good place right now. I'm like at an awesome place right now. Did you get electrocuted? Showing the wire again. But the purpose in really making this video was that this information that's coming through today about us mimicking. I don't know if that's the right word, but that's what's coming to me. We mimic these behaviors that are given to us, and we're not even aware of it. And maybe some of what I'm saying to you might sound like Charlie Brown's teacher too, because maybe you're not ready to hear it either or able to understand it, but I think a lot of you are. Because it really makes sense. You know, we feel rejected, so we reject others. This also can be seen in our mistrust of people. Well, and it makes sense in our, when we're so wrapped up in it, we're like, well, why should we trust people? I mean, look at what my freaking husband does to me, you know? Trusting people has never been an issue for me. In fact, I lack boundaries, so I usually trust right away. I trust people until they give me a reason not to trust them. And just recently I found out that's a boundary issue. Who knew? Some of these things, though, I'm going to keep because they are who I am. I shouldn't walk around like everybody's like, oh gosh, you know, I mean, that's living in fear. And I don't live in fear. I do not live in fear at all anymore. I mean, people think I'm freaking nuts because they think I take chances and do things that they don't understand, but it's only because I don't live in fear. I know that I am safe and protected at all times. I had to really bust through a lot of blocks to get to where I am, but that's later. Like I said, the big thing is that we're mimicking these behaviors and we're not even aware. So please try to think about that and try to see what behaviors you could possibly be mimicking. What are people doing to you that you may be doing to others that you're not even aware of? And I'm here to tell you, a lot of our illnesses and diseases stem from a lack of self-love and a disconnection from source. When we are going through a lot of shit, we're in ego mode. We are in survival mode. And there was so much like chaos and confusion here. There was no way I could have been like connected to source. Even though I was connected to source, I wasn't nowhere near like I am now, that's for sure. Or since my official awakening. But when you don't love yourself and when you're not connected to source, we're suffering and we're hurting. And when we're suffering and we're hurting other people. Straight up. My guides tell it like it is. And you may not see it right now, but trust me, I don't care how well you think you take care of your children, or how well you think you got it all going on here. Straight up, if you don't love yourself, you're really not functioning to your full capacity. And this is what my program is going to be called Self-Empowerment for Sensitive People, because through self-love and through connection from source is how we're going to heal and how we become empowered. So anyway, I tried to keep this video short. Damn, I talked 19 and a half minutes. But it all needed to be said, and I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope that something that I said to you today clicks, and you're able to see some of the things that are going on. I know it's difficult when you're caught up in everything to really see the bigger picture. Like I said, at the time, I thought my actions were justifiable. Um, and there were other things that I'd done, but basically, in a nutshell, I let my kids know that I failed them as a parent. It's okay, because now I know, and I can admit that. Do you know how liberating that is? A lot of people are in denial. They think that they're wonderful parents. Um, and I'm not here to criticize anybody's parenting at all. But to be able to sit down and really take a look at yourself and see maybe where you screwed up, how you screwed up, where you could have done better, and the root cause of this is coming down to your lack of self-love. You cannot love other people as much as you really can until you love yourself. Period. So love yourself and try to identify these behaviors that you might be mimicking, or things that have been done to you. You know, I would start there, and make sure that you keep an open mind to all of this, because I know that a lot of what I'm saying is difficult when people aren't ready to hear it. They might be like, oh, she's freaking nuts, but I'm not nuts. I've never been more sane in my life, and I've never been better. So you're all gonna see that too. But anyway, I love you all. I love you all so much, because I love myself. So have a great day, and angel blessings to you all.